What's up guys, Sekapoko here, bringing you another One Piece Treasure Cruise video. For this we'll be going over my version 2 Doflamingo Sugofest overview, what I think about the banner on the global version, what I think about what happened on the Japanese version, and the comparison between the two, so you can actually see what the differences are between the two, and what you guys like and what you guys don't like between the two. And of course I'll end it with my opinion, what I think you guys should do on the Sugofest, whether it's good or not. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into it. Alright guys, so I've been getting a ton of questions about the version 2 Doflamingo Sugofest, and they're basically revolving around like what day should I pull, what's going on with the V2 Doflamingo Sugofest, can you do a video describing what's good about this one versus the Japanese one, all that stuff. So the best way to go over that is first we're going to go over the Doflamingo Sugofest that's going to be happening on global, and we'll try to go side by side with what happened on the Japanese version. If you didn't know, on the Japanese version of the game, the version 2 Doflamingo Sugofest was the best Sugofest, I believe, since the Lucy Sugofest, and it was the New Year's Sugofest on the Japanese version. So you can see for both of these, the global version is going to be a 2x Legend Rate Sugofest, and on the Japanese version, it was all gold or better. There's going to be rate boosts that are going to change every 24 hours, counters going to reset every day, Kimono Vivi and Rouge are available in 2 separate parts, and then they might be available again in future parts. So let's go ahead and go over the global version. The global version for version 2 Doflamingo Sugofest, Don Quixote Doflamingo, current king of the Dressrosa, is here as a voiced Sugofest exclusive character. This Sugofest features rate boosts for characters that can get lots of treasure points in the treasure map, as well as able to limit break. What's more, in this Sugofest, all wanted posters are guaranteed to be 4-star or better. So both Sugofests are gold, all gold Sugofests, you don't have to worry about it. That part is exactly the same. They're 2x legend rates and all gold, so those parts are the same. Additionally, there's 2x rate for Sugofest exclusive characters. The new Doflamingo boasts the highest special damage in Treasure Cruise history. His special damage can exceed 10 million damage. Yeah, I've hit like 80 million or something like that with him. I think the maximum you can hit is 100 million, literally like 99999. It caps out. You cannot do anymore. The new Treble, new Pika, new Senor Pink, and Sugar will be appearing as rate boosted characters, plus kimono versions of Vivi and Rouge will be available again. So these guys were available, I believe, on the anniversary Sugofest for the global version, and now they're back again for you guys on the Sugofest. The kimono versions of Vivi and Rouge join your crew as their post-evolution at max level, and the kimono versions of Vivi and Rouge will not join in their pre-evolution forms. So you get the max level no matter what. Characters other than the kimono version of Vivi and Rouge will join your crew at level 5, so they're just going to be a normal pull. There's no additional there. The new characters and kimono versions of Vivi and Rouge will also be useful as trusty characters in the Treasure Map event in June. For additional information on trusty characters, please check the Treasure Map notice. The effects of the trusty characters will differ depending on the Treasure Map event. The kimono versions of Vivi and Rouge will no longer be available in the rare recruit pool after June 6th. I don't think they come back on JP either, so it doesn't really matter. However, they may be available again at a later date. The boost effect for treasure points earned only applies to the post-evolution versions of the characters. Characters who can super evolve will have the effect only to apply to the super evolution. So you have to evolve these characters to get the points in treasure map. Tell me about the Sugo. Fuck. Sugofest will split into part 1 and part 2. So there's the first difference right now is on the Japanese version, it's a 3-part Sugofest, whereas on the global version, it's a 2-part Sugofest. With rate boosted characters changing each time. Be sure to check which days the characters that you want will be available in the game, in the in-game notice. Post-evolution forms of Sugofest exclusive characters that can be recruited are also available as 5-star characters. Part 1 is from May 31st to June 3rd, and Part 2, June 3rd to June 6th. On JP, they were 1 day a piece, but they went like Part 1, Part 2, Part 3, and then Part 1, Part 2, Part 3. So they released twice. So it's just slightly different how they did it. So on the 6-day Sugofest, they made it instead of 3 parts, it's only 2 parts, but 3 days per part. And then for us on the Japanese version, the multi-pulls reset every single day. The 10+1 recruit, the 3rd and 6th multi-pull, the last wanted poster is guaranteed to be a Sugofest exclusive character. Now on the global version, the 3rd and 6th multi-pull are going to be guaranteed Sugofest exclusive. On the Japanese version, it was the 3rd and 6th multi-pull are going to be guaranteed the last poster that is rate up. It was actually, for us, it was a way different Sugofest. We got a guaranteed rate up legend in the 3rd and 6th multi-pull, whereas on the global version, you're just getting a guaranteed legend, which can be anything. So there's a major difference already there. Now, why is that important? Well, a guaranteed rate up legend is a small select pool of legends, probably like 10 to 15 legends, versus the entire pool of 30, 40, 50 legends, whatever it may be on the global version. So there is a much lower chance to get the legend that you want on the 3rd and 6th multi-pull. On the 9th multi-pull, we got a guaranteed law, 6+ law as the 9th multi-pull. On the 9th multi-pull for the global version, the last one on poster is going to be guaranteed to be a Sugofest exclusive and will have the following Sugofest exclusives rate boosted. What that means is that on the global version, on part 1 and part 2 of the Sugofest, it's not going to be a guaranteed rate up legend. It's just going to be a guaranteed legend, and these units are rate boosted. Which is the 9th multi-pull is the same as the 9th multi-pull for the part 2 and part 3 of the the 9th multi-pull is the same as just a normal Sugofest, where you just did a multi-pull on the last poster, and the last poster had a guaranteed rate up, but not a rate up legend. So it was just, hey, let's increase the chances to get like 40% for rate ups, and then here you go, you have a guaranteed legend, and then hey, these ones are rate boosted. What's really weird is that on this 2-time legend rank banner, the 3rd and 6th multi-pull are not going to have increased rates on the units. They are going to have rate boosted units throughout this, but apparently they're not going to be massively rate boosted or like guaranteed to pull or the small pool of units. On the 12th multi-pull, it's going to be on the Japanese version, we'll have a guaranteed legend that is rate up as the last poster, and it will come at max special level. So on every single 3-set multi on the Japanese version, the reason it was so good is because it was a small pool of units, and the pool of units was changed every single day. Whereas on the global version is actually just a large pool of units with the small units rated up. So you can actually still pull everything in the entire game. So there is a major difference already, which is, first off, my big red flag on the Sugofest. This Sugofest is still better than most Sugofests on global. I don't know if you're going to get another one that's better. However, if you are trying to compare this Sugofest to the Japanese version, it is already massively different as far as how you're going to get the legends and the rate up legends. So just know that going into this, it's much different. For part 1 of the Sugofest, for the rate up legends are going to be Doflamingo, of course, and it's going to be Lucy, V2 Fujitora, Nekomamushi, Sanji, and Hody Jones. Now, I don't know if this means you're going to have like an 80% chance of pulling the rate up legends. They didn't actually state what the rates are. On the Japanese version, we can actually just open the little tab and see what the rates are on the guaranteed legend pool to see exactly what we're going to get and what our chances of getting everything are. On the global version, they should have had that released by the end of May. They said they've been out in April, and by the end of March, by the end of February. I mean, they keep saying they're going to release the rates on the global version, but at this point, I have no idea when they're going to actually release the rates, and it would be really helpful to know because, you know, people want to know. On part 2 of the Sugofest, there's going to be Doflamingo rated up with the, I believe that's version 2 Rayleigh? I think it's version 2. I'd have to check, but I'm pretty sure. Zoro, Bartolomeo, and Law. For the Sugofest exclusive characters, you can see that there's going to be a very large pool of units being available. You can see that every single legend is available on the Sugofest, and that is kind of unfortunate. For part 1, you can see everything's available, and then for the rate boosted golds, you can see that Treble is going to be there's going to be Treble, Sugar, Senor Pink, Pika available on part 1, and for rate up legends, rate up golds, and then there's going to be Ichiji, Sicilian, Perona, Van Auger, and Elizabello. Overall, for all of those, I mean, Ichiji is really the only super useful one of those. Perona, really trash. No one ever has used her ever. Van Auger is okay, I guess. I've used him on some teams, but he's just okay. Sicilian, super niche usefulness, but he is useful. So just know if you don't have him, he's actually useful. Part 2 of the Sugofest, there's going to be 6+ exclusive characters. So you can pull 6+s, I guess. You can pull Bartolomeo, Law, and Zoro. I don't really know why, but okay. Then we got Doflamingo, version 2 Rayleigh, Yeah, I did get it right. Then there's Fujitora, Judge, and everybody else. Pretty much every single legend in the entire game after that. There are ones that are rate boosted, but they're not guaranteed to pull out of that specific pool. It is actually guaranteed to be a legend, and then the other ones are rated up again. Part 2, there's going to have Vivi and Rouge. You cannot get Vivi and Rouge, looks like, on Part 1. They're only on Part 2. I'm not really sure why, but okay. Then there's Treble, Sugar, Senor Pink, and Pika. And then their other units are going to be Straight Kairos, Bellamy, Bond Clay, Hyozo, Garp, Strength Garp, unfortunately, Haruta, and Whitey Bay. I'd say the only super useful one of those is Kairos, and then Bellamy has some niche usefulness if you really want to use him, but Treble kind of completely surpasses what he does. He's not really used at all in the Japanese version. You could use him potentially, but most people are going to use Treble if they get the chance. And finally on here, there are no additional rewards after the 9th multi-pull on the 10+1 rare recruit. If we go to the Japanese version, you can kind of see that the third on part 2 of the Sugofest, the second multi was guaranteed Kimono and Vivi. The 3rd, 6th, and 9th multi-pull are guaranteed legend that is a rate up as the last poster, and the same as the part 3, which means that we just got to pick from a specific pool of legends. Now for the Sugofest, unfortunately, I don't have the list of the boosted units. I was trying to find them, but it was actually really tough to find this post in general. But I don't think we did an additional translation, and we started doing those like with all the lists right after this Sugofest, but I don't think we actually did lists for boosted units before this. So from this Sugofest on, I think there should be a list of boosted units like every single time. You should see exactly what's boosted on these Sugofest. But this one, I don't think there's any additional information on exactly what is rate boosted on each day. That is my comparison between the two. Overall, my thoughts and feelings on the version 2 Doflamingo Sugofest for the global version. Of course, you should pull. It's really, really good. But if you are expecting it to be as good as it was on the Japanese version, unfortunately, it is nowhere close to what it was. So I still think it's a great Sugofest. There's nothing wrong with it by itself. There is no inherent flaw in the Sugofest. There's no major issue. It's a good Sugofest. However, don't expect it to be the best Sugofest ever because of what was available on the anniversary that just happened for you guys and what happened versus the Japanese version. So don't think they're going to be the same. Think they're going to be different. They're going to be good, just not perfect. Alright guys, well, my name is Sekapoko. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys did enjoy the video, make sure you smack the like button down below, as well as the subscribe button down below, so we get lots of support in the channel, and of course, keep the channel growing. If you guys do want to get notifications on all my videos, make sure you hit the bell notification right next to it so you get notifications every time I drop a video. If you want to check out the last couple of videos, they're right over there. You guys have a great rest of your day. Peace.